This year's Call of Duty comes from Sledgehamer Games, a studio founded by Glen, Schofield and Michael Condrey, also known as the creators of Dead Space. So tell us, what does that experience with sci-fi survival horror bring to Call of Duty, a series not exactly known for its slow burn scariness?
Dead Space was something we're pretty proud of, and the team had built up a lot of understanding, knowledge of how you really make emotional, impactful narratives and how do you tell storytelling through a more subtle approach. And then our time on Modern 3, working with Infinity Ward, we created some epic scenes that only you could pull off in Call of Duty. So to be able to sort of marry those together, to have those great Call of Duty moments, but then also to be able to slow things down and use mood and pacing and a little bit of tension. I think having those to come together under one game is going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, and I also think the production values. I mean, we've always been into that, and I think Dead Space was a place in which we really were able to put that in there, and I think we've carried that through. Veterans were telling us that war is scary. They're scared sometimes. Not that they're frightened, but what's behind that door? And so those are some of the things that we've tried to put into this game. At the very beginning of the game, we'll put the whole game on a big board, twice as big as this, and we'll go through and say, okay, this is going to take place at some time of the day. We change up the time of day, we change up the palettes, we change up the locations. We'll also change up the mood, though, and even within the level. So we'll say, okay, maybe this is scary, this is a big moment, and we don't want to make that predictable either. And so we lay out a lot of that, and that's where we start to work and weave things in. And we've tried to get some new moods in here.
New moods is all well and good, but how do you make a player feel scared and vulnerable when they're a heavily armed soldier in the best exosuit that Kevin Spacey's PMC money can buy?
Yeah, I mean, it really is about mood and tension, right? I mean, we learned through Dead Space and really also through Modern Warfare 3 that if everything's at 11, then the player isn't scared, right? I mean, sure, it can be epic all the time, but it kind of loses the flow. And so there are things that we'll do to slow things down. You'll lose your technology and find yourself very vulnerable against a force that's not only outmanned, but outgunned, right? And so, yeah, there's a pretty wide variety of times where we want to take you to 11, but we also want to slow things down and make you really feel the terrors of war.
Yeah, and I also think that no matter how much weaponry you may have, someone can take you by surprise.
So, if you're a betting person, put some money on there being a bit where your exosuit craps out and you lose all your futuristic superguns. How will you get along without your sci-fi soldier accessories? We'll find out on November 4th when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare comes out. Thanks for watching and catch you next time.